there, I'm Sasha Rionda and welcome to Coffee with America Extra. Genetic testing can be a great resource to get a clearer picture of what to do next when faced with undiagnosed health conditions. This was the case with Michael Black and his newborn son, Rowan. We're happy to have Michael here to share how family testing played a huge role in transforming Rowan's health. Michael, glad to have you here. So tell us about your son's medical journey.
For sure. Well, thanks so much for having me. Almost right from the start, right from the moment he was born, Rowan was having seizures. And it took a little while to identify them and what they were, but his medical team eventually realized just how serious they were. We're talking about 2 to 4 minute long seizures, and with 2 to 4 minutes between them, just back to back. And they weren't responding to medication. So as you can imagine, it was a nightmare for a new parent. From a clinical perspective, the first couple days are just about putting a lid on the seizures, trying to stop them. But after that, they were trying to figure out what's causing them. Is it bacterial? Is it a virus? And eventually they turned their spotlight to genetics. We got a genetic test through Invitae that suggested that Rowan had a rare genetic disorder called SLC13A5, citrate transporter disorder.
Very interesting. Do you have any advice for people considering genetic testing?
Yeah, of course. Genetic testing was a huge piece of the puzzle. It opened the door for us to a whole community with the Test Research Foundation that helps inform Rowan's diagnosis and his treatment going forward. It's been huge for us. So if you're interested in genetic testing, I would say consult with your doctor, ask if genetic testing is right for you. As I say, it was so key. It was so key to opening that door for us. And I would say early and comprehensive testing is so important to understanding what's going on with your body, what's going on in your genes, and helping to diagnose rare disorders or otherwise.
Michael, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This has been great.
March is National Nutrition Month, and it's a good time to embrace the goodness of dairy milk for a healthier, stronger, and happier you. Sports nutritionist Marie Spano is here to talk about how you can optimize performance with simply one glass. Marie, glad you could join us.
Thank you so much for having me here, Sasha. I love talking about delicious dairy milk. And there are 3 main ways that it can help improve performance. So I recommend it to athletes of all ages. First, it's got high quality protein. That protein can help you build muscle and keep muscle on throughout your lifespan, so you maintain that independence into old age. Secondly, it's got those bone building nutrients, calcium, vitamin D, magnesium. And third, it helps hydrate you better for a longer period of time than other drinks, such as water in a sports drink. And researchers think that's because it contains natural electrolytes, carbohydrate, and protein. That combination keeps you well hydrated.
Interesting that you say that, because I'm looking here at the chocolate milk, and we always hear that after sports or working out, it's good to take a glass of chocolate milk. Why is that?
It's a great option after working out because it also contains a little bit more carbohydrate to help you replenish that carbohydrate you used while you're working out. So it's excellent. It keeps you hydrated, and it helps replace carbohydrate and helps give you that protein you need.
Okay, so explain how choosing dairy milk supports the goal of better physical performance and helps in reaching those fitness milestones.
So, one thing I've noticed is that people are more interested in health and wellness and performance now more than ever, right? And 93%, or about 93% of households contain dairy milk in the refrigerator. And there's a reason. It contains those 13 essential nutrients, and it's extremely affordable. And we all know how important that is, right? At about just 25 cents per cup.
Okay, now I can't help but think about those people that are lactose intolerant. What do they do?
So if you're lactose intolerant, you've got great options. Lactose-free milk. It's real dairy milk without the lactose, so it still contains 13 essential nutrients. Other options, you can choose cheese or you can choose yogurt, especially yogurt with live and active cultures. Those are fantastic for people who still want dairy products and that high-quality protein.
Fantastic, Mary. Thank you so much for joining us and educating us on being healthier. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Up next, we're catching up with Charlie Brown and the gang in a brand new Peanut special.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Hey everyone, Emerald Lagasse here, and I'm so excited to tell you about my biggest air fryer yet. Introducing Emeril Lagasse's Dual Zone Air Fryer Oven with dual-sided cooking chambers. Now you can cook 2 different foods 2 different ways that finish at the same time. Enjoy juicy grilled burgers at the same time as air-fried French fries. Broiled savory salmon at the same time as roasted asparagus. The secret is in the QuickSync technology that matches the cooking times and settings of each food, so they're programmed to finish at the same time. But watch, remove the center divider and it transforms into a large 25-quart capacity oven. Now you can try Emeril Lagasse's Dual Zone Air Fryer Oven with free recipe book in your home for 30 days for just $14.99. But wait, we'll automatically upgrade you to his deluxe cooking kit and 1-year VIP protection plan absolutely free, complete with everything you need to cook Monday to Sunday family-size meals. Plus, ask how you can get free shipping. This offer will not last, so order now.
You're gonna love it, I guarantee it.
Does shopping for bladder control products have you feeling like you need someone to be on the lookout for you? Now you have your privacy back. We're HDIS, and we home deliver bladder control products directly to you. We're always on the lookout for you. You get free shipping in plain, unmarked boxes. So your private matters stay private. We understand how you feel. For over 35 years, we've delivered bladder control products to millions of Americans, just like you. You don't have to worry about incontinence any longer. Call now for your free product sample pack and over $45 in money-saving coupons. At HDIS, we're always in stock. We carry all brands in hundreds of styles and sizes. You'll be sure to get what you need, guaranteed.
For your free sample pack with your free catalog and $45 in money-saving coupons and free product samples, call 800-257-1709. That's 800-257-1709.
The movie Ordinary Angels follows a struggling hairdresser who single-handedly rallies an entire community to help a widowed father save the life of his critically ill young daughter. I'm so happy to have the stars of the movie, 2-time Academy Award winner Hilary Swank and Alan Ritchson, here to share more. Thanks to both of you. Hilary, I couldn't believe this is actually a true story. Tell me about your reaction when you read the script.
I thought the same thing. When you say life is stranger than fiction, it's so true 100% of the time. If you read this and it was fiction, you'd say, we got to tone this down. It's impossible. So I had the exact same reaction, and I know you did too.
Totally, yeah. And I think you approach true stories sometimes with a bit of skepticism. You know, how much hyperbole or flavor is the writer going to add? And there really wasn't a lot of that in this script. I mean, it's such a heartbreaking, traumatic, true story. That ultimately calls us, inspires us and calls us to action. There's a lot of hope in this story as well, but. This is, what you see is what you get. This is really how it happened. To the point that there's real footage, from the news when this was happening that aligns really well with the film. So, it's just a beautifully told story.
It is. Now, do either of you enjoy portraying real people?
Oh yeah.
I think it's it's the apex of, as far as being a performer goes. I mean, I think there's kind of nothing, higher than the responsibility that comes with portraying real people.
I pretty much made a career out of it. I played so many real life people, and it's extraordinary because most of them have persevered through adversity and just done magical things, and it's a reminder that we're all capable of that. And so when I get to walk in their shoes and see through their eyes, it just enriches my personal life in such an enormous way.
I love that. And Hilary, not only do you have a history of not only playing real people, but flawed people. I'm wondering how you go about doing that.
Well, I just try and do service and honor to their lives. I feel an extra responsibility because of that, and we're all flawed. And so it's also a great reminder that we're not alone in our messiness, and I think it makes us feel more united, me especially.
Now, you're both parents, but Hilary, you didn't have kids when this was filming, so Alan, I'll ask you, how is being a father yourself part of your process for this role?
Yeah. I mean, for me, I just sort of have to imagine how far I'd go to save or protect one of my kids, and I'd go to the end of the earth. So, I really understood that about Ed Schmidt, this father who's doing everything he can to protect his daughter.
Absolutely. And tell me, did either of you have a scene or a moment that had a significant impact on you?
Me personally, what's funny is we shot probably the toughest scene for me emotionally. Day one, this is a scene where the father's trying to get his daughter to a plane and has to take some back roads, and there's a fallen tree that he can't get past, and then he has to make a phone call at a pay booth to let the doctor know that he's not going to make it to this liver transplant in time. And it's a heartbreaking moment.
It's making me cry right now because we just saw the premiere, and you are so good in that.
Thank
and
you.
with the tree, I couldn't even. I can't keep it together.
Thank you. It's a tough scene, and that was the first thing that we shot. So when I think about filming, it's that first day. It was a doozy.
You got it out of the way though.
Yeah, we ripped the Band-Aid off. Yeah.
Well, you both are amazing in this movie, and I guess the message is we can't always help ourselves, but we can help someone else. Hillary and Alan, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. Have a good morning.
In 1968, Charles Schulz, creator of the Peanuts comic strip, introduced a new character named Franklin. The first black member of the beloved Peanuts gang has been around ever since, but we've never known much about him until now. The new special, Welcome Home Franklin, on Apple TV Plus, finally puts Franklin in the spotlight. We're happy to have Raymond Percy and Craig Schulz here to share more. Thank you to both of you for joining us. So, why was now the time to focus on Franklin?
Well, the main reason I think is because the fans really love Franklin. I work out here in Santa Rosa. We get a lot of mail and so forth. And Franklin's one of the most beloved characters in the Peanuts universe. So we figured he was due his time. This is part of a Snoopy Presents series. I think it's the 7th episode in the series that we've done. And we always wanted to, show the fans kind of what Franklin's backstory was. So that's why we travel back from his it's almost like an origin story. We see him leave the inner city, jump on the highway down Route 66 and arrive in this strange town that he somehow got to fit in. He's got a kid sitting in the pumpkin patch. He's got a girl behind a psychiatric booth and a crazy dog. And he doesn't quite know how this is going to work compared to the places he's been before. But his grandfather has given him this little cheat sheet book. And with the cheat sheet book, he tries to use that as a way to finesse his way into this neighborhood.
And there are some throwbacks to the comics and Peanuts specials about the first meeting with Charlie Brown and the Thanksgiving table, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that was kind of where we started when we were writing the show is, we started with the scene at the beach where Sally's beach ball rolls up and Franklin and Charlie Brown meet for the first time and build a sandcastle together. And from there we decided, let's go backwards and find out how Franklin actually got to the beach. And that's where the story started.
Now, race is never mentioned specifically, but it is alluded to. Franklin mentions a lack of variety, but that's it. How did you go about dealing with this issue without forcing it on people?
Well, I think exactly like you said. He rolls in the neighborhood and he sees them all eating vanilla ice cream cones, and he says there wasn't a lot of variety in this neighborhood. That was probably the most gentle way we could introduce, a black character into the comic strip. But even through those past, 6 or 7 specials we did, we definitely introduced a lot of diversity into the shows. If you look in the background, you'll see Jose Peterson and some of the other casts and a lot of black characters in the neighborhood. But, typically we stay within the core cast, and that's why you don't see a lot of diversity within the core cast. But there really is within Charlie Brown's world.
Craig, what are your thoughts on keeping Dad's legacy alive and new generations of fans loving the Peanuts characters?
Well, it seems like it's a circle. What happens is, kids grow up on Peanuts, they love it to a certain point, then they get to a certain age and they kind of go off and do something else. But then when they turn 35 or 40, they have their own kids and then they reintroduce the characters. So, our hope within these shows are that it drives people to actually go back and read the books, because that's where all the lessons are learned, is in the comic strip. And we just took the comic strip my dad created and Raymond and his team put it into motion and tried to convey the same sort of thoughts that he did. We write the shows for adults, but kids can really enjoy them the exact same way the comic strip was written.
Absolutely. And Raymond, what was it like for you dealing with such iconic characters?
It's great. It's like when I first started telling people I was going to be working on these specials, the second you mention Peanuts, people's faces melt and they smile. And it really kind of, at first it was scary. It's like, well, then I've got a lot to live up to. But these characters are just so clear as to who they are that when we work on these things, it's kind of easy to know what they would do in any situation. And so it's been a lot of fun working on these.
And you have experience with animation, directing The Simpsons and Wreck-It Ralph. Did you have a different approach this time, or was the process the same?
I think in every case, the characters tell you what the story is going to be. So even though something like The Simpsons seems very different from Peanuts, at its core, it's about the characters. And so as long as you stick to who the characters are, I think it's going to feel authentic.
So many Peanuts fans out there will enjoy this for sure. Thanks again to both of you for spending some time with me.
Great talking to you.
Have a good day.
Don't go anywhere. Coffee with America Extra. We'll be right back.
Your paycheck. Your family depends on it. But if something happened to you, you need life insurance. And chances are SelectQuote can get it for you for under $1 a day. SelectQuote found Michael, 38, a $500,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote found Anna, 37, a $750,000 policy for under $23 a month. SelectQuote's secret? They comparison shop a select group of great companies like these for your best rate. Give your family the security they need at a price you can afford. Since 1985, SelectQuote has saved over 1 million families millions of dollars on life insurance.
Call 1-800-226-0869. That's 1-800-226-0869. Call now.
Discover what over 1 million families know. We shop, you save.
Are you looking for a trustworthy publishing company to publish your book? One that understands the process and upholds Christian values in its business practices?
Introducing Covenant Books, an author-friendly publisher who shares your beliefs and wants to publish your story. Call us today to get a free author packet to help get you started.
We realize your book is unique, personal, and written with a higher purpose. That's the content we're looking for.
We provide authors freedom and flexibility throughout the publishing process with professional book editing, award-winning design, and some of the highest royalty structures in the industry.
Covenant distributes and sells your book online and in bookstores everywhere. We convert your book in ebook format and sell it on Amazon, Apple iTunes, and to these distributors. Our authors love us.
So if you've written a biography, a devotional, a memoir, self-help, or any genre, we can help. Be like these authors and get your book published and sold today.
Call right now for your free writer's guide. 1-800-531-6193.
This is an urgent notice for anyone that owes over $10,000 in back taxes to the IRS. You may qualify to have a large portion of your past due taxes forgiven. Civic Tax Relief's Special Tax Relief Hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I owed the IRS $37,000. Civic Tax Relief represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Call for your free tax forgiveness information now.
Call 800-610-4471. 800-610-4471.
The highly anticipated political drama series, The Girls on the Bus, debuts March 14th on Max. We're happy to have Natasha Benham here to give us a sneak peek. Natasha, thank you so much for joining us.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Of course, pleasure. So tell us, this series was inspired by a best-selling memoir about political reporters following presidential campaigns. Tell us a little bit more about the show and your character, Lola.
Yes, so the show is called The Girls on the Bus. It's based off of Amy Chozik's book, Chasing Hillary. It's actually based specifically off of one chapter in her book, but she's one of our executive producers and head writer, and it was amazing to do this show based on her real life experiences because she had such rich stories that were very true that we then got to put into the show. So the show itself is about these 4 female journalists who follow the every move of a presidential campaign, reporting on what's going on. But all 4 of these women are very different parties, different backgrounds, different ages, different cultures. And what the show is really about to me is how they become a family despite their differences when we're sort of thrown on this bus together for months.
That's awesome. And how was the relationship between you and your other female co-stars? Your characters have a lot of differences, like you mentioned.
We got so lucky. I don't know what happened, but I love those women. They are my family. And it's really funny because we are even sort of like, I mean, the 4 of us actors definitely have more similarities than the characters, but even between us, we're different ages, we have different stories. And the way that we bonded in real life, I think, and I hope everybody will be able to see in the show. It was such an amazing experience doing this with those three women. And honestly, the entire cast was really amazing. But yeah, I think everybody was really made it a point to like find the nuances of their character, find the truth in the character, find the life in their character, and it made it so relatable and real.
Oh, I love that. And so fun to go to work, and the chemistry definitely shows, on the big screen or on the screen, wherever you're watching it. Now, we're in an election year. Do you think that makes this show especially relevant right now?
Definitely. Yeah, I think it's a great commentary and a great time for it. And I think what I love about our show is, which everybody will see when you watch it, but I kind of think there's something for everybody and everybody's represented. And I know that was really important for the creators of the show when they were doing it. They didn't want just one story to be told. They wanted, well, what happens when you get two people from, who have totally different belief systems, and you force them to sit next to each other on a bus and go from city to city together for months. And I think like a fun example is my character Lola and Christina Elmore's character Kimberlyn. These two characters you'll see in the show, without giving any spoilers, they have such an amazing journey together and technically believe totally opposite ideologies. But it was such an honor to tell that story of how you love people with different beliefs. And even if you guys are coming at something from a different way, the things that we had in common were that we all wanted, all these characters really wanted to do a good job. They wanted to be true. They wanted to show up. So
that's awesome. Well, we can't wait to see you in action, and thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Stay there. Coffee with America Extra. We'll be right back.
Listen, shopping for insurance.
Whoa. The unexpected can happen to any of us. That's why SelectQuote makes it easy to get the life insurance coverage you need to protect your family for less than $1 a day.
SelectQuote found me a $500,000 policy for only $16 a month.
We could help you save more than 50% on life insurance.
For more information, please call 1-800-303-3244.
Does cooking feel like a kitchen battle? You need Granite Stone Armor Max, the revolutionary cookware set with 4 durable layers of ultra non-stick. So slick, virtually nothing sticks. No oil or butter needed. You can get the Granite Stone Armor Max set for just 4 easy payments of $39.99. We'll include this razor-sharp knife set and deep steam and fry pan set, yours absolutely free. Plus, we'll ship your entire order free. Order now.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces?
I think as my hearing loss has gotten worse, I'm not as engaging as I was before.
Then it might be time to consider nano hearing aids. The days of expensive hearing aids are over. Recent changes in the law have allowed for over-the-counter hearing aids sold direct and shipped to your home, which means no more having to go to a doctor and spend thousands.
The fact that you're able to go direct, the pricing was phenomenal. It just was a win-win all the way around.
Don't mistake nanos for cheap amplifiers. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids.
They are so small and so powerful. Just makes my life so much better.
Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Order right now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. All Nanos come with a 45-day money-back guarantee. Try them, and if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
Call 800-242-0972.
March is National Kidney Month, so we're happy to have the president of the National Kidney Foundation, Dr. Silvia Rosas, join us to share what you need to know on kidney health. Doctor, so glad you could be here. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Sasha, for having me.
So tell us a little bit about what kidney disease is and how it's diagnosed and treated.
Sure. Our kidneys get rid of fluids and make sure that our electrolytes and all our minerals are in order. They also detoxify the medications. So when the kidneys don't work properly, you are unable to do those things. Your blood pressure goes up, the legs swell up. But it's very important to note that there is a lot of hope for patients with kidney disease because there's a lot of new therapies for it. Diabetes and hypertension are the most common causes of kidney disease, so it's very important to treat those diseases. But important is that if you are at risk, so those individuals that have diabetes, hypertension, a history of a family history of kidney disease, if you have heart disease, that you are annually checked to see if you have protein in the urine. Sometimes it's protein. One type of protein is called albumin in the urine, and the other one to take a blood test for something called creatinine. And that tells us the percentage of your kidney function that is working. And that's how we diagnose kidney disease. Because, you know, if you know your numbers, then you'll be able to treat the disease.
Got it. Now, tell us, doctor, is there someone who's particularly more at risk for kidney disease?
Sure. So kidney disease is a disease, unfortunately, of Hispanics, African Americans, and underserved communities. So we are at increased risk for many reasons. One of the reasons is because we also are more likely to have diabetes and hypertension. So that puts us at increased risk also for kidney disease. So if you feel you're at risk, if you have a family history, et cetera, you have diabetes or hypertension yourself, then you should screen annually and make sure that as soon as it's diagnosed, that you start treatment too, so that you can avoid dialysis and transplant.
Okay. Are there certain things that we can know ahead of time that something's wrong?
Unfortunately, kidney disease does not have any symptoms. The symptoms appear very late. And therefore, that's why screening is so important. Because to be honest, 4 out of 10 people in the United States that start dialysis, they only found out in the emergency room. They had no other symptoms. So that's why screening is so important.
Oh, bummer. Okay, well, thank goodness at least we have that. What does the National Kidney Foundation do, and how can people get involved?
So sure, the National Kidney Foundation is a patient-centered organization that is raising awareness of kidney disease, trying to prevent kidney disease, and then making sure that all patients are able to afford and undergo treatment. We are doing things like a screening test or raising funds for research. So that's what the Kidney Foundation does. And if you want to learn more about it, please visit thekidney.org, which is our website. You have patient information, nutritional information, information about different types of kidney diseases, stages, things like that. So it's very patient friendly and easy to manage.
Wonderful. Dr. Rosas, thank you so much for all this information. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And happy Kidney Month.
That does it for today's Coffee with America Extra. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember, if you missed anything, you can find it on our website, coffeewithamerica.com. You can also follow us on social media at Coffee with America, and you can follow me as well if you wish at Sasha Rionda. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.